Chat, here we go. It's Diaz versus Nuggets in a best of 5. Nugget, unfortunately, was playing the match previous to this. Was playing well, but his opponent was not able to play through some internet issues. So, we got him a new match. And I tell you what, it's a pretty tough match to follow up. Nugget might have been playing well before, but it's not going to be easy to play well against Diaz, who is known for not only dominating in the ones game, but specifically playing extra well against EU players who come to play him on US East. Now, it took us a bit. We had some gross US East servers, but we did find a US East server that has matching ping. We actually just ran a US East player versus a MENA player earlier, and we got perfect matched 92 ping there. Similar situation here between Diaz and Nuggets on 80 and 88. I'm glad we did not settle for the 120, 116 ping that we almost settled for. And we'll see. Nugget, who plays extremely quick and I think allows him to play with the best. Will it be enough to beat a guy like Diaz, who has been on his game? He's going to force him to own goal here, as Diaz, in a desperate attempt to cut off Nugget's kickoff goal, just slams in his own net. Predictions. Okay, we'll get your predictions up. I think it was a little bit scattered. I guess we'll just delete the previous prediction. I know the people who bet on Nugget are going to feel a little bit scammed because it did seem like he was on track to winning, as Diaz is going to fake a reset, get his second goal. But I guess it's kind of impossible to know, as we played 1.5 games. You guys will have 2 minutes to predict on Diaz versus Nugget. Diaz with another kickoff win. His aerial game is his strength. If you've never watched Diaz play before, maybe this is your first time. He is probably number 1. I think it's pretty tough to argue anybody else. Maybe Nuqqet in terms of aerial game in ones. But Nugget's going to show that he is a pretty fairly well-rounded player. We can see him score through the air as he gets a reset to the top shelf. We see him with a pretty nasty flick when players allow him to get the carries, and just general midfield jostling for possession type plays often go his way as well, as he proves right here with a little bump and a follow-up for a goal. You guys may remember Nugget, as a few people in chat are pointing out, as one of the players on YMC, the players who played in SSA, and then after losing in the grand finals for the first 2 regionals, were at the very least allegedly, enough so that they got banned by Rocket League for trying to set up a quarterfinal match against Limitless in order to get the right amount of points to get to Major. They became the villains, I would say, after trying to do so, but they are now serving their year-long ban from the RLCS, which feels like an appropriate punishment. And in the meantime, new villains have arrived, and I mentioned this last time Nugget played, but Nugget and YMC barely feel like the villains at all now that there's a ton of EU teams over in SSA, and specifically an EU team that took the spot officially and will be going to the Major in place of an actual SSA team. Nugget right now up 6-2. Diaz going to chip away at that lead a little bit, as the kickoff has been very volatile today. Banned buff, winning Worlds soon. That's might be true. Maybe that's why he's playing such a great ones game. Ban buff has helped a lot of players in the past. Diaz kind of add a boost to make a real reasonable attempt on a reset. So instead, just rolled the ball through. Maybe wanted to just fake the reset. Either way, credit to Nugget. Not getting faked out by any part of that dribble. And now a demo as he resets. He's just wave dashing. He seems to want to start this dribble only after Diaz has had a moment to try and close the distance, but seems like a bit of a mistake in retrospect. Allowed Diaz to set up defensively, and the interception will be converted for the goal. Diaz just wants people to donate free points. Oh yeah, the 2 minutes of the prediction probably is going to end here soon if it hasn't already. But Diaz just trying to get everybody piling their points onto Nugget's side so that he can make his believers rich, as he is now within 1 with a lot of game left to be played. A half of this game number 1 still left. Anyone else a hard stuck KBM Diamond 1 that watches these streams because they don't want to play? 1 in chat if you're a hard stuck KBM Diamond 1 who watches these streams because you don't want to play. Look at that. You're not alone. There are dozens of you. Nice speed from Nuqqet. Diaz is a guy who's probably not used to ever getting beaten to the ball, or at least not getting beaten to the ball very often. Normally the quicker player in the series that he's in. Diaz, ooh, perfect respawn of the boost, and Nuqqet might not even notice that he got it. Wow. I don't know if that played into Nuqqet diving in here, but the boost respawns at like the perfect moment. And if Nuqqet is under the impression that Diaz has nothing, it's probably not a bad idea to close the distance a little bit, but Diaz gets the perfect spawn and converts it for a goal. That's a missed wave dash, and that's just a freebie. Wait, not quite a freebie. Diaz couldn't react and get a strong enough shot in time, so Nuqqet is able to recover. Diaz, I wonder, I don't think that was, yeah, that wasn't intentional. I thought he was fake touched it to the sidewall for a moment, but based on his actions afterwards and how he instantly turns to shadow and seems to be panicking, either he got completely red, or I think more realistically, he just didn't get the touch he wanted. He wanted it off to the side wall. Diaz front flip, that'll do. Really high scoring game, 9-7 with 1:19 left to go. We could see 1 or maybe even 2 people in double digits, which you almost never see. Pool shot, own goal? Hey, Nuqqet is finding a way to own goal in every single game he plays, and this time it's going to be the pool shot own goal, as he chips into Diaz and gives him the perfect shot. Pretty impressive recovery, but it's not going to matter when you're that good at own goaling. Diaz not going to be able to make it 9-9 as Nuqqet pops it high over the crossbar. Oh, Diaz, what a chip. Super aggressive from him here as well, because he is chilling on 10 boost, picks up a pad, not a ton to work with, and he's not protecting the ball at all. As he goes to chip this, he is chipping it in field with any touch from Nuqqet being one that's going to win heavy. It's going to win heavy into the blue half. He's not going to have boost to recover. It's a bit of an all-in play, but if he does chip it completely around Nuqqet, he can get a goal. And here's Nuqqet getting to double digits, and we got 54 seconds for Diaz to get to double digits. So the first person to stop a kickoff from going in or find a way to make a save or two might be the one to win this game number 1. Diaz wants to go the length of the field. No, he's actually going to get up around the ball and bring it down to the ground. Protected it well enough to not allow Nuqqet to challenge, but that air dribble setup just had really no end goal. No way to turn it into a scoring opportunity, and Nuqqet has done a great job of timing his challenges such that he is stealing the ball clean. He's got himself an 11-9 lead. Diaz, fake hook shot, nice. Fakes the hook shot left, gets around the ball, and puts it into the bottom right. Watching it from Nuqqet POV, you see him setting up the hook shot, and you know you have to stay where you're at in order to stop that angle. Father Feer, since we won't have RLCS for about a month, may I request 1v1 show matches every day until the major? That could be a fun stream challenge to do, but I'm not sure I could do it. So unfortunately, I can't make that guarantee. Diaz needed a score on that attempt, it's weird. I don't know when the game is actually ending in a game like this. Like, sure, it's 12-10, but we've seen a goal go in under 5 seconds many times. So are we just going to see 2 more again, or is the game actually over because Nugget has a 2-goal lead? He wins the kickoff. Diaz will not be able to score 2 now. He might be able to score 1. But a rare 12-11 scoreline in game number 1. I think playing a bit of a safer kickoff, or maybe a bit safer on defense, could be the winning strategy for one of these two. But for now, the chat gets rewarded with 23 goals. Create your own RLCS with some good teams. Game number 2. Diaz and Nuggets. And there is a mix-up on the kickoff. It's Diaz who is going to fake it and immediately get scored on because of it. So maybe playing a slightly more defensive strategy isn't the way, because Nugget just goes gung-ho, stays max speed, chases you down for the demo, and gets the first goal all the same. Diaz passive on the hook shot attempt. Notice Nugget had it covered and likes to just get the boost steal. Great half flip to stay in control of this possession. And we know how lethal Diaz can be from the back wall. And he's going to try and do it again. Uses the reset that far away from the ball on a low finish. As good as Diaz is at it, I was surprised he ultimately went for that one in the air and didn't just fall to the ground. Trying to milk it out using the flip to throw himself into the net will result in him getting scored on. Diaz, goal line 50 with 0 boost. Not going to be able to follow this one up. And, you know, Nugget right now is showing why I wanted to have him on again. You know, we watched him, like I mentioned before. It might have been in the game that probably will never find its way to YouTube since it had to get canceled there for internet issues. But even in his match against Atto that he ended up losing, he put on one of the better performances against Atto, and I felt like there was a lot of high-level 1v1 being played on the side of Nugget. And he is showing right now that Diaz is forfeiting game 2. He wants to go next. Yeah, with a minute and 9 off the clock, he wants to go next, as it'll now be 2-0 for Nuggets. A bit of tilt, as Nugget seems to be playing at a pace that Diaz can't match. We'll head to game number 3. This is indeed a God server. Diaz should rejoin the server. Game number 3, Diaz and Nuggets. Nuggets playing at a really high level right now. Can Diaz get some of his magic going? Obviously a bit of tilt. Forfeiting down 4-0 a minute into the game. So it seems like he's going to need to see one of these aerials go through in order to start to shake it off. But right now, Nugget has had the defensive read every time. Takes it away and is always converting it for a goal as well. So Diaz is shook. Whether he needs to protect the ball through the dribble a little bit better or probably just change up his game. And here is Diaz maybe doing just that. Recognizing Nugget bouncing off and just hanging out underneath the ball until he sees the challenge started, and then air roll into power shot over the top. Nuggets denied an opportunity on the kickoff. 30 seconds in, it's already 1-1. And really, what a save from Diaz in the half flip as well. Oh my goodness, Diaz keeps that ball from going in. He's chipping it on target. He has the boost grab and he has the goal. If there was ever an opportunity to shake off the tilt, it might be right there. Nugget might be able to instant tilt off of just one goal, despite the fact that the series has been going his way the entire time. Razor thin margins on the save, but he gets it all the same, and there's no question that the story for both these guys even has to be control the kickoffs. I mean, just so many goals. Diaz decides to back off here. He doesn't want to try and challenge Nuqqet, who was up quick to that ball. Nuqqet has just been a really tough read. The way he likes to play these, it's just a bit unorthodox, and Diaz still trying to figure out the best way to defend against Nuqqet off these kickoffs. Diaz gonna have to try and avoid the demo. He didn't. He got bumped. I mean, I guess he did. He didn't get demoed, but he got bumped off the ball. He had to know Nuqqet was coming, but he, if he waits longer to jump, he might be, or sorry, if he jumps earlier, he might be just as much in trouble as allowing Nuqqet to catch the demo. Down one. Diaz. First touch resets. Did not protect the ball well, but Nuqqet got his challenge from the side, so no quick counterattack this time. As Nuqqet will guide this one to the corner. Diaz trying to get a payback demo. Does not connect. Nuqqet grabs his own boost and is right back here to challenge again. This is so aggressive from Nuqqet. What is he doing with this challenge? Diaz absolutely should score. And if Nuqqet finds a way to make it not the case, I don't understand how Nuggget's getting away with it. I've talked about it before, but this is reminiscent of these Nupo challenges back in the day that just made absolutely no sense, but his recovery was so quick that it didn't matter. And it makes it nearly impossible to play against him. Because these kind of plays that should be mistakes that cost goals are not costing him anything. Now Diaz down 2. No longer does it make sense to forfeit early. He has used up his lives here in this match against Nuqqet. Nuqqet going to try and chase a demo down. No real way to play off of that setup on the back wall other than that. Diaz will get a cathartic demo, I'm sure. But before he knows it, it's a full boost Nuqqet right back in his face. Air dribble from Diaz. Pulls off the ball. The 50 is not quite in. The follow-up is, though. Diaz is showing signs of life, but right now, it's Nuqqet controlling the games. Diaz, this is his bread and butter, but he hasn't been able to have as much success against Nuqqet, and he seems to be lost for ideas almost. Just a straight dribble. Didn't even really fake the reset too much. And it's probably because he doesn't want to be committing too hard anymore. Wait, is he just... That's either a controller DC or just a full-on tilt. It's hard to tell which one. Nuqqet seems to think that it could have been a DC as well because he's not just taking his free goal. But Diaz did move a little bit. I mean, I think Diaz... I saw Diaz move a wheel when he was on the side wall. Yeah, I think he is going to be forced to... come back to the ball, and he makes a save! He did it! Nuqqet, he tapped it too soft on target, and Diaz got the save. And now Nuqqet is own goaling. I don't understand. What is going on in this game? The mind games are at a level that I cannot appreciate. What? Nuqqet doesn't take his free goal, and then, I mean, this is just an own goal. Like, everybody talks about own goals that all happen on accident. That one was a clear, straight dribble to his net. Diaz says he was lagging. Nuqqet more than made up for it. He could have just not scored a goal. Instead, he scored a goal himself. And Diaz, I think was... maybe I'm crazy. It might have been giving it back to him. It felt like he has 25... Oh, no. He landed pretty awkward. Maybe never mind. It seemed like he could have rushed a bit faster out to that ball. And almost decided not to, but it was a pretty awkward landing. Nuggets, another kickoff goal. I mean, this is as tilting as it gets. Kickoff goals can be relentless, and they are a big part of 1v1. And if you just can't slow somebody down on the kickoff, it can feel hopeless. He was lagging during his stream. Okay, Diaz is streaming right now. Diaz RLL, by the way, chat. You guys want to watch Diaz's perspective? Diaz trying to steal the ball off the top of Nugget's dribble. Nugget looks awkward here with 17 boosts. Diaz is the one who has the onus on him. He needs to get 2 goals in 42 seconds. Diaz, the master of the back wall air dribble. Can he show that today? He does! And Diaz has given up on going for the resets. And instead, he is trying to get this exact play right here. One last touch after Nugget goes for the challenge in order to tap it over the top of him. That ends up getting him his 5th goal. And actually, in this match, a rare goal from his own back wall. Nugget is just so frustrating to play up against, I imagine. Is Diaz going to get back? He does. The bump off the kickoff. 27 seconds. Can Diaz stay alive? Has the reset. Doesn't use the flip right away. Instead, goes to the ground. Nugget has the first save. And undercuts him to maybe end his possession. No, it's going to be another Diaz dribble here. Again from the back corner. That was not the best bounce for Diaz. But he gets one all the same. A low dribble. Nugget pre-jumps it. Taps it over the top of Diaz. Forces him to 180. And gets the ball into the blue half. And has the boost advantage. Nugget can tap it pretty much anywhere. And it's going to be GG's. Diaz normally destroying any EU player who dares go to US East to play him. But this one's going to be a Nugget sweep.